Very few people believe me when I say that Japan has the best skiing in the world. Sure. Europe has some steeper slopes and perhaps more iconic mountains. And the US wins hands down with the most iconic ski resorts. I mean, don't you remember Dumb and Dumber and the ski resort Aspen? I've always wanted to go to that place after watching that movie. But Japan wins hands down with its unbeatable powder, endless variety of slopes, and insane affordability. You know, just the other week, I was in Cortina Resort in Hakuba. Yeah, that is a place in Japan, not in Italy. And I paid less than $60 to ski both on the Cortina Resort and the Norikura Resort nearby for 2 days. That's like less than 10% of the price of any ski resort in the US. And you know what the best part is? You don't even have to drive to these resorts. Like every time I drive to a ski resort, I always see cars in ditches and stuck somewhere, and I always imagine that the people inside the cars look like Jack Nicholson from the end of The Shining. Like seriously, it's such a risk to drive to a ski resort, especially if you're not used to driving on ice, which I guess most people aren't. But this is Japan. And in Japan, you don't have to drive almost anywhere. In fact, that is why I made this video. Because there is a train that literally takes you from the center of Tokyo to some of the best ski resorts in the world. One train. And almost no tourists know about this train yet. Which means that you on the day literally can have a feeling in Tokyo that, man, I really want to go skiing. And jump on this train and be in one of the world's greatest ski resorts in less than 4 hours. Meet the Azusa Limited Express train from Shinjuku Station to Hakuba. Japan Railways has a bunch of limited express trains that run to very specific destinations. And this is one of the coolest ones. First, just look at it. This is the Azusa number 77. And it runs between Shinjuku Station to Hakuba and from Hakuba to Shinjuku once a day. The train departs on special weekdays and weekends around 8 a.m. from Shinjuku Station, and you'll arrive in Hakuba before 12 a.m. This is prime time to check your gears and still sneak a whole afternoon of skiing on the day you arrive. And a really cool thing about taking this train is the huge windows, and that unlike the Shinkansen, this train is narrow gauge. This is a little train nerd trivia, but that means that the train track is less than 1 meter wide, which also means that compared to the Shinkansen, this train goes through some really local areas. You will literally be going through dense forest and hugging tiny neighborhoods. And sometimes you'll even be so close to someone's local backyard that you could almost, but please don't, high five someone through their window. The other main benefit is that this train is incredibly nice. The seats, even in economy class, are amazing, and you'll have a power outlet on every seat. If you can afford a green car or the luxury car, you'll get this. A red velvet seating design that looks so Asian and luxurious. Man, if you can try it, please do. This will be the 4 most cozy hours of your life. Why Hakuba for skiing? Okay, so you decided to wake up early, you went to Shinjuku Station and you took the most amazing train ride of your life. And now you're in Hakuba. What's so good about this place, you may ask? Well, because of some really complicated weather phenomena in this region, where somehow because of the shape of the mountains and the combination of the Siberian winds from Russia mixing with the more tropical winds from the south, there is no more snowfall anywhere else in the world than this area. And this means that you'll have the best, the fluffiest, the most champagne-like powder snow in the world. Especially in the ski resort Cortina in Hakuba. I actually talked to a guy in the sauna in Cortina that was born in Aspen, Colorado, and he had been skiing his whole life in different ski resorts in America and Europe, and this was his first time in Japan. And he literally said that this was way better than anywhere else he's been skiing his entire life, and the powder was unbeatable. His words, not mine. And yeah, I almost forgot to mention the other massive benefit of skiing in Japan. The onsens, or the hot springs. These uniquely Japanese baths that are literally warmed up by volcanoes and are said to have super healing effects on your body. Honestly, if you do onsen every day after skiing, you can continue to ski for weeks on end without getting sore. If I haven't convinced you by now, well, I don't think anything will. But how do you book this magical ski express? Well, let me tell you. First, I think the reason why so few tourists or non-Japanese speakers know about this train is because it's so hard to find any information in English. And the easiest way, if you don't speak Japanese, to find this train is actually to go through Google Maps. So, as you can see here on the screen, you go to Google Maps and then you write the address. So, from Shinjuku Station to Hakuba Station, for example. And then you put the date when the train leaves. That might be hard to know, but usually it's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So let's say you want to go on a Friday, you press it like this, and then you set it at 8 a.m. because that's when the train leaves. And then, voila! Here you see the train, and then if you scroll down, you'll see a link that takes you to the Japanese website where you can book the train. Just use Google Translate and you'll be fine. And then you have an exclusive ticket to this magical train. If this is too much of a hassle, you could also just go to any of the ticket machines on any JR station in Tokyo. And there you can find a train with some hassle of searching and looking through. Hopefully a train attendant can help you. And if both of these options sound annoying, you can actually also go to any of the Midori no Madoguchi or the staffed counters, which usually exist in any of the big stations around Tokyo. And here, you can just talk to a staff that hopefully speaks a little bit of English so that they can help you find the train tickets. Now, before any of you think that JR might have paid me off to do this commercial for their magical train, I'm not sponsored by Japan Railways, not at all. I don't get a single cent for this. And maybe they'll even force me to take it down because this train will become too popular when too many people watch this video. Well, probably not, but you get my point. I have not been paid to make this video. I just literally think this train is worth everything to try. And just think about it for a second, right? Like, you are literally in the center of the world's biggest city, and without any effort from your part, you can literally be in a skiing slope with the world's best snow in less than 4 hours. Like, that is insane. I just want to hammer in what this really means. One train, one day, one unbelievably easy path from the neon lights of Shinjuku to the silvery slopes of Hakuba. So go ahead, pack your skis, snag a ticket, and let the Azusa train guide you straight into a winter wonderland. After all, if there is one place where a single train ride can catapult you from city sidewalks to epic powder, it is Japan. Have a great day and enjoy skiing in the world's best skiing slopes. Bye bye!